Yeah. El Breeze Little Great. Guess who's back? Set the game straight. I done studied the game tapes. Camera let it run. You tell me which side I look better from. NOME 9. We're going to talk about it. And we're going to be very, very direct. This event was very, very well put together. 6 battles in total on the card. I am not your average blogger, for those who know me. John the Don versus Jackboy Maine, 3-0 John the Don. Jackboy Maine had some issues in the 3rd round. He wound up finding himself in the crowd, which is totally unprofessional, by the way. Almost caught smack the whole damn event. It's unfortunate. The only clear body of the night. John 3-0. Moving on. Pat Stay versus Shotgun Suge. Preference battle. I like Shotguns first. I like Shotgun second. Pat Stay definitely came to play. I got Shotgun Suge 2-1, to be honest. Arsenal versus Av. I'm moving on. Arsenal versus Av. Arsenal versus Av, very, very good battle. Av went first. He was punching the shit out of Arsenal in the 1st round. Definitely gave the first to Av. 2nd round I gave to Arsenal. 3rd round's a toss-up. I got Av 2-1. Moving along. Rum Nitty and K-Shine. You could definitely tell, you know, that K-Shine has a lot of respect for Rum Nitty. I've never seen K-Shine so candid before and complimentary of his opponent all 3 rounds. He definitely fucks with Rum Nitty. With that being said, Rum Nitty went inside there and he got his ass killed. I don't care what nobody says. I would say 3-0 K-Shine. If anyone says 2-1 K-Shine, I wouldn't argue with him. Rum Nitty had a choke moment. It was very, very embarrassing on that stage. Moving on. Surf and Geechi Gotti. Some people might say was the battle of the night. If they did, couldn't argue with them. Very, very intense battle. Geechi had a very, very strong 1st round. Took him a little bit of time to heat up though in the 1st round. Surf came on, did what he does. You know, he was very, very consistent. You know, 2nd round, I'll give it to Geechi. You know, Surf had a good 2nd, but I give it to Geechi. 3rd round's a toss-up. Go either way. I would say Surf though. I would definitely probably say Surf 2-1, but Geechi definitely showed up. You know, and he's really a rising star. You know, I would like to see more content from him in the near future. Alright, so I'm not sure what I'm clocked in at now, but I'm here for the main event. This is why we're here, because we're going to talk about some things today with this Lux, you know, versus Mr. Verb. You know, Lux, Verb both come out. You know, Lux had a very, very, very good 1st round. You know, he was very, very poised, aggressive, very lyrically direct. And he performed excellent. What you expect from Lux. There was no knowledge kicking. There was no out of space bars, you know, that really didn't make any sense. Definitely a few rewindable bars that you might have to catch on a 2nd playback. You know, he had a really great 1st round, you know, going into this battle. And, you know, Verb, you know, when it was his turn, Verb's first 2 minutes of his 1st round, he basically said nothing. There was a lot of dead space, a lot of dead air, you know, all filler. You know, you can rewind it, fast forward it, the aura is still gracious. 2 minutes, his first 2 minutes, clock him. You'll see what I'm talking about. You know, it took him over 2 minutes before he actually started heating up. You know, the 1st round I gave clearly to Loaded Lux, because of Verb taking so long for him to get in his bag. You understand where I'm coming from? He definitely did have some lines in there, but it was just too late. It was too late. Lux was very, very consistent, you know, with his 1st round, so that's why I gave Lux the 1st round. The 2nd round, Lux's second round was just as potent as his first. Matter of fact, it might be a little better than his first. If I gave his first round an 8.5, 9, I would give his second round probably a 9, or very, very close to a 9, 8.75 to 9, or something like that. Slightly better than his first. To be honest, I think he had the line of the night in his second round with the whole NOME gun title thing. You know, it had the building shaking. Crazy. You know, that man's cadence is crazy. You know, his performance is crazy. The way he interacts with the crowd and with his people is crazy. He knows how to sell it very, very well. Very lyrical. So he had a bunch of haymakers in the second round. Great second round. Verb comes on his second round. Verb knocked the play. Came in early, you know, with his 3-minute showtime. You know, Verb had a very, very consistent second round. Second round was his best round of the entire night. I would probably give that between an 8.5, 9. If I had to grade it, I would say that Lux's second round was slightly better than his. You know, and I'm going to speak about the reasons why afterwards. All right, third round. Lux goes into his third round. He's very, very lyrical. He started off very, very lyrical in his third round. You know, then he drops into, you know, a backstory, basically, of how the time was set up and the different things that Verbs does to deceive the people and make the people think, you know, he's more of a con artist or more of a scam artist than people are led to believe. This humble showing of him is not really, really him. This is what he promoted. When I can tell when Lux was making his third round, you know, I felt that it really, really wasn't for people to clap, or it wasn't bar heavy when he was exposing the things, you know, that Verb was capable or did do leading up to the battle. You know, so that was more for him and more for future viewers, you know, to actually really, really see, you know, what type of person, you know, Verb is. Verb's third round, you know, very, very bar heavy. It was very, very good. Very good, but he stopped short. So, if anything, I would give Verb the third round. I would give Verb definitely the third round. I gotta watch it again though, because Lux was saying some stuff, you know, in the first half of his and then in the last half of it, you know, but Verb ended it very early, his third very early, which was very disappointing. So I got Lux winning 2-1, convincingly. All right, so now we're gonna talk about some things. So I'm gonna talk about why. Verb came into this battle. In this battle, he was very, very bar heavy. Matter of fact, he was very, very bar heavy in the battle of Mook. But this is where the game switches, because a lot of times you can only do things one time before people start picking up, you know, whatever tactic you're using. And this is what Verb's tactic was that I really, really didn't care for. All right, and I'm going to date it back all the way to daylight. Walk with me. All right. There's a difference between being lyrical and directly battling your opponent lyrically, where it all makes sense. You put lyrics together, it all makes sense directed at your opponent. And then there's a difference between just putting a bunch of words together, you know, put it in a bunch of lines, and you just spit it. There's a difference. You know, Lux is that guy who is very lyrical, but it has a purpose. His lyrics have a purpose. They're directed towards you. It's an end game. Verb tonight was more, I'm going to put a bunch of lyrical lines together, back to back to back to back to back. Make it sound great, but is it directed at you? It could be directed at anybody. You can spit those bars or those lines at anybody in any cipher, you know. And I noticed the first person who did that was Daylight. Daylight was the first person that I've seen, that I've noticed, that when people was basically talking about how he wasn't lyrically heavy, you know, he went the route of, I'm going to show people that I could put a bunch of lyrical lines together, back to back to back to back to back, you know, and go crazy. And then people started to love it. People started to love it. The substance, the direct approach, the performance was all taken away. It's just lyrical bars. You know, Daylight was praised for it. You know, it seemed like Verb kind of adapted that, or he took from that, because that's what I see now. I seen that with the battle with Mook. That's what made people go crazy, and people say that, you know, that battle with Mook was a lot closer, or a victory for him, you know, than most people wanted. So he took that direct approach in the battle with Lux. And again, you might get away with it the first time, you know, but the second time, when people pick it up and when people notice it, that this is just a bunch of lyrics just thrown in, a bunch of bars that are rushed, that are not delivered properly. All you hear is just a bunch of bars and a bunch of syllables and the vocabulary, and it's just a bunch of things just thrown together. This is what Cassidy was basically speaking about when he said what he brings to the table, which is that figurative language. This is exactly what he was talking about. You know, you got to know how to deliver certain things, certain lyrics. You put it together, you piece it by piece it. You cannot jumble it all up and hit somebody with 48 like that. You know, they're not going to comprehend it. But if you're coming off, everybody's going to go ooh and ah because it sounds great. But during the playback, you might notice that, you know, these lyrics, they sound really, really good. But are they directed at the opponent? What impact did they have? You understand where I'm coming from? So a battle just really isn't just all about lyrics, you know, and who had the more bars. It's about the delivery. It's about the performance. It's about the lyrics, the aggression, you know. And the better man tonight was Loaded Lux. Loaded Lux clearly was the better man tonight in regards to giving you everything. Not taking nothing away from Verb. I think he really did well, you know, but this type of new style that he's taken on is going to get old really quick, you know, and people are going to start picking apart and start noticing what he's doing, which is jumbling and putting all of these lyrics into, you know, a battle, you know, and force feeding us to think, oh my goodness gracious, it was just so fire. He's just amongst the greats because he said it this way. You know, this stuff has to make sense. It has to hit your opponent. It has to. Whenever you can take it and take it to someone else, and then it still has the same effect as if it isn't directed towards the person that you wrote it for, you know, I kind of have a problem with that. And you guys will see what I'm saying. You know, when you see this battle and when you play it back and when you look at it, you'll basically see that it's just a bunch of lyrics force-fed into a verse. I'm not saying it's garbage. I'm just saying that it wasn't performed well. I'm just saying that it was rushed. I'm just saying that it wasn't direct. You know, so it depends on what you're looking for. All right, what I'm looking for is a complete package. Who won in a battle? And I made my choice. Who won in this battle? Oh, Breeze was great signing out. For those of you who would like to start seeing me blog more, let me know. Hit them comments. You know, this is what we do. Team Breeze. Early. Let me know.